Yes, boss. Let's get it, man. Playing dumb can get you very far in life. If you never heard of that before, I'm glad I could run it for you. It's one of those topics I had for a hot little minute, but I was like, I feel like now's a good time to release it, man. Well, here's the deal, right? If you didn't notice, playing dumb in life will get you very far. Because you gotta understand something. When people perceive you to be like dumb or unaware or naive, people look at it as, they're just not up on beat. So the expectation that they'll cast on you is not that high. I'm going to spin that in another way, right? You look at the NFL draft or the NBA draft, right? When you're a first round pick or a second round pick, you're considered what? A high round draft pick. Meaning there's a lot of expectations placed on you. Because why? Yo, we drafted you this early. You're a first round talent. You're a second round talent. You were the best of the best. So it should be not too hard for you to transition and show those same flashes in college that we saw you make. That should make the transition easier for you. That's just in that aspect. But think about what I said. You're perceived to be a certain way. So, this guy could run routes. He can go up there and he could get the ball with the best of them. You're a first rounder, meaning we're expecting you to produce. We have expectations for you. Mine is somebody who's, you're not really that smart, dog. Like, it is what it is. Like, example, look, I'm going to spin that in another way. Look at school. Look at kids that's in ESC or kids who are challenged. Do you expect those kids to go out there and, go past the FCAT or give me straight A's? The expectation for you is way lower. I.e., meaning people perceive you to be challenged or they're not as up on beat as most people. And you got to understand this. Playing dumb is actually like a superpower in a way. And I'm going to explain that. Remember this. When people perceive you to be dumb, the expectations are lower for you. Meaning, dog, this dude, I don't see him really graduating the first grade. Or I don't ever see him really getting a girl. People don't really have that much expectations, therefore spin it around. If you pop out and do some greatness, people are going to be surprised by you. Because why? We never saw that coming. We looked at you as what? You're dumb. You feel me? It's just like, there was this TV show that I seen, right? I think it was called I Love Money. If you ever heard of that before. I Love Money had a lot of people who were on these famous VH1 shows. Whether it was Flavor of Love, I Love New York. Everybody was competing for millions of dollars, right? There was this one dude on the show. I will never forget his name. They called him It. It was perceived as what? You're a dummy, dog. You ain't got no sense. Everybody used to look at It like, dog, I think he's slow. And him playing that slow life or playing that slow persona he was putting on people was eating it up. They're like, It actually made it to the final round. And you know what he said? He said, what? You thought that I was some idiot or something? You thought I wasn't going to switch it up on you guys? I was playing my game the whole time. Meaning, dog, he played on people's, on what people expected of him. We expect you to be stupid. The expectations for you aren't that high. And look at the superpowers behind that. Because people thought of him to be a dummy. We don't got to worry about you. Think about it. If people look at you as smart or, this dude has potential or this girl has potential, that means people are what? They're locked onto you. That means you're not somebody who can be looked at as, I'm not necessarily saying you can't be looked at as a late bloomer, but people already got expectations for you like what? Like a first round draft pick versus the person who, you dumb or you undrafted or we don't expect nothing from you. If you turn into a star, guess what? It'll surprise everybody. Because why? We weren't looking for that out of you. And you got to understand this. How common or how does it sound to you listening to this when people perceive certain people are going to be winners or they're going to grow up to be something and it's like, dog, you really didn't meet my expectation. I thought you were going to be the next, you were Miss Popular in high school. Where are you now? Or this dude was a bum in high school. Look at him now. You got to understand something. When people don't think that much of you, that means they don't have a high expectation set for you. So you playing dumb in whatever ordinance, let's say in a relationship, you playing dumb in a friendship, whatever the case may be. Let's say if somebody put lies on your name, right? Oh, such and such is so stupid. They have no sense. Why do you think I had to get away from them? And then people hear, yo, you know that same friend you call dumb and this, that, and the third, and they need you? Yo, you know they winning in life, right? What? They're not winning in life. Yes, they are. This will screw people up mentally, dog. And this is why I said, be careful of judging a book by its cover. Just because you may perceive that girl as, oh, she's ugly, don't mean that that ugly duckling can't turn into a heartthrob tomorrow. Or him, he's stupid. Who's not to say that he won't be the CEO of a Fortune 500 company tomorrow? You got to understand this. This is why I laugh at people, dog. If somebody, you perceive them as dumb or, yo, you're naive or you're not catching on, guess what? Some people are in life late bloomers, bro. Some people don't catch on to certain things. It's just like me, for example. Me transitioning from Jamaica to America and then understanding life up here versus being raised in this household where everything is of a Jamaican belief. Dog, that made me like a lot lost in life where I couldn't pick up or catch on to certain things. I wouldn't read certain game that people was putting out there in front of me. That's why a lot of people perceive me from young as, oh, that nigga dumb or he naive. Oh, he's just a nice one. He's just a nice dummy. That's how a lot of people would treat me, fool. And then it shocks people now today when people say, yo, that person that I perceive to be a dumbass, yo, that dude got some sense. Or that girl who I used to play all the time, guess what? The whole time she was being genuine with me. The whole time I'm playing myself. This is what screws people up. You want to know how you make people sick to their stomach, dog? When you give them the game that they expect. And I'm going to break that down for you. You know I love to break shit down. When people perceive you to be dumb, guess what? Yeah. Play dumb. Guess what? Tuck their ass in. He's sleeping, yeah? You sleeping on me? Go ahead, I'm going to tuck your stupid ass in. That's what screws people. Imagine if somebody perceived you, oh, this person's stupid, or they're not smart, or they're not going to make it out of the hood, or they're not going to make anything of themselves. And then you stun people. That makes people look like, what the hell? Matter of fact, I'm going to give you a quick example. And this is all real life stuff, right? This job I used to work at when I used to work in call center. It was my first ever call center job. It was called IRT, right? IRT is like a T-Mobile answer center, right? In my whole class of graduating, right? Because there's different people, we got to answer the phones. The one person who people never perceive to last the longest on the job was the one who won awards and made a difference at T-Mobile. His name was John, right? John is Haitian, you feel me? So he had a strong, thick Haitian accent. He couldn't really comprehend none of that. Sometimes John will be having us cracking up off of his responses when they ask him a question and he cannot answer. We'll just laugh. But it's not out of saying, oh, he not smart. It's just his expression like, oh my God, they caught me. They called me for the answer. Like, he was so nervous, but a lot of people had an expectation. He not that smart. He ain't gonna last here. Wrong. John actually became the person who lasted the longest out of like 30-something people in the class. So when some people was getting fired, some people quit, some people, oh, I'm not coming back to work, i.e., yeah, I quit. John kept going. John won multiple awards, won hands down best phone calls, month after month. Somebody who was timid that people perceived, yo, you're not going to last here. You're probably going to get a couple paychecks and John going to get fired. John outlasted everybody, even me. I never doubted him, but I'm like, boy, John, with that accent, boy, your ass going to have a tough time on the phone. Wrong. We had to give John like a couple months. John was like top everything on the phone. On the phone, the person that everybody overlooked and perceived, yo, you're not going to make it or you're probably going to do the worst. Everybody was doing their thing, but John was the one that lasted. Sometimes, I'm going to teach you this in life, bro. Sometimes people want to be the first to do something or the greatest to do something. Sometimes it's more important to be the person that lasts the longest. And I'm going to tell you why, right? When people perceive you to be a certain way or you're not smart or you're not dumb, people count you out. Meaning people what? They overlook you. We not looking for you. We not checking for you. What does that sound like in life? People who weren't as popping or as loud or looking like the NFL, as I said. Oh, this person is what? You're 5'6"? You can't, I'm not going to draft this kid. I'm going to give you another example into that. Look at Darren Sproles. Darren Sproles is one of the nastiest returners / running backs in all of NFL history. Do you know that Darren Sproles was overlooked because of his height? The man didn't even get a college scholarship. Kansas State, yeah, they shot him an offer after they seen how lethal he really was. But it took for people to overlook him and underestimate him. That, yo, he's probably not going to be something. If you watch football, you know who I'm talking about. Darren Sproles, number 43, who used to play for the Chargers. The smallest dude on the field, ripping up everybody and breaking ankles, bro. You got to understand something. When people perceive you as you're not going to make it, or you're not that smart, or you're kind of dumb, or they're naive, or they're way in over their head, that's the perfect time to show people you don't really got it all up top, dog. How many times you ever heard of that story? This person got overlooked, and that made people stop and think, yo, how did I overlook this person? Or how did I miss this person? Because this person wasn't probably speaking the language that you was on. Oh, this dude, I never talked to him back in the days. Oh, he wasn't popping. He was more of a nerd. He was quiet. Why didn't you give him a chance? Because why? He wasn't as loud as the people that you're used to. You got to understand, sometimes God hides things in plain sight, bro. Hides people, situation in plain sight so you don't see what's going on, bro. I'm telling you right now, dog, there's a lot of people who do not understand the power of being aware. Stop looking at people as, oh, they're not smart or they're ugly. They're not going to be pretty tomorrow. You don't know what tomorrow holds, dog. That's why I tell people all the time, bro. Never judge a book by its cover. Playing stupid is actually a superpower. It'll get you very far. You know how many females right now low-key on some, oh, why didn't I never look at D'Angelo before? Because I wasn't a thug. I was quiet. Now I can make you sweat all day long just to do whatever, just to talk to me, whatever. Bruh, because why? You are leaning on what? Sometimes your own understanding. Judging a book by its cover. Not paying attention to a person. Not going straight to the horse's mouth. Not getting a chance to know a person. There's people who believe lies about people and believe their own opinions and what they formulate on their own self based off of seeing a person rather than getting to know them. That's gonna screw a lot of people in life, bro. That's equivalent to when Cheddar Bob shot himself in the leg, bro. You cannot do that, dog. Playing stupid will get you very far in life. And I'm gonna tell you another thing about playing stupid that I learned, right? Playing stupid can get you a lot of information. Because as I stated, if people perceive you to be stupid or you're unaware, people are gonna be that much willing to teach you. That's how I got O'Neal to give up a lot of secrets. Teach me stuff. Yeah, truly I was unaware, but I started to catch on once you open your mouth. Oh, D'Angelo dumb. D-Lo stupid. I could play this nigga. That's what you think. And I'm going to tell you another thing in the playing stupid. Playing stupid can actually save your life. Because if sometimes people perceive you're smarter than you are, it's like the famous saying, you're too smart for your own good. Meaning, yo, you already caught on to what I'm going to do to you. Or you caught on to the aftermath of your demise. Or whatever it is. Playing stupid can save your life. Imagine if somebody had plans to off you, right? And you like, huh? What are you gonna? I don't believe in that. And you're playing stupid knowing the whole time. And be like, yo, I'm going to go get this for you. And next thing you know, this person never sees you again. That was their one and only opportunity to get you out the picture. That's why till this day, I laugh at certain people like O'Neal. You thought you was finna off me so you could get your little record deal and play stupid and put all these lies on my name, bro. I'm gonna finesse the fuck out of you, my boy. You're not finna get over on me. This is just funny as hell to me. You gotta understand. Playing stupid is a superpower. Look at the movie Dumb and Dumber. They was gonna off them boys. Playing stupid saved their what? Their life. Playing stupid can get you information. Playing stupid can get people to lower their guard so you could do whatever it is that they want, that you want. You feel me? And sometimes playing stupid is so sweet because of the fact that it exposes people in their hand. And that's what makes people so comfortable that they perceive you to be stupid. So if somebody perceives you in the future, oh, you're dumb or you're naive, let them keep thinking that shit. Play dumb, huh? Yeah? No. Play stupid. Because that's when people get to show you who they really are. How many times people felt like, oh, this person, I caught them with their pants down, or I caught them slipping. Then come to find out, you let them know, no, I caught you slipping. I've been watching you the whole time. That's what made people like, what the hell? What are you talking about? Nigga, I've been watching you the whole time. Why do you think I tell you the famous story all day long? Why O'Neal wanted to off me? Because you were so confident. This nigga D'Angelo is so stupid. Until I caught your ass slipping. That's why you threatened to kill me. And for other and for other shit. But what I'm telling you is, playing stupid is a superpower. You trying to look at somebody and like, oh, you're dumb, I'm gonna play you. You better be careful of that game, bro. Because you don't know who you're playing that game with. You feel me? Not everybody is who you perceive to be. And not everybody is gonna stay in a naive state of mind. Some people wake up out of that. You feel me? With that being said, remember this. Words can help you. They can hurt you. But here on my channel, I can uplift you because everybody's a champion. Nobody's a loser, man. 440 for the world. Just remember this in life. Playing stupid in life is a good thing. People perceiving you to be stupid, that's actually a very great thing. Keep letting people think that. Whatever you were doing before and people think, yo, you're stupid, guess what? Let them keep thinking that. You're going to shock the hell out of them when you stop them dead in their tracks and they see, yo, this guy isn't stupid or she isn't stupid. They were watching me the whole time. Oh my God. That's what make people feel exposed. That's how you catch people slipping. And that's how you put people in their mind and they start to think crazy and they start to go crazy because they thought, yo, my game is so sick. This person didn't catch on. And then you stop them in their tracks and let them know, look, bro, I've been watching you the whole time. That screws with people. You feel me? 440 for the world, man. Peace.